Oh, no.
Hey, you podcast jerks. Welcome to another uneventful episode of this podcast. It's your favorite podcast show that most people won't even listen to, but it's the first and yet worst comedy podcast in Philadelphia. And I did do some stuff this week. Monday night, I went to this comedy open mic with the Cookie. She drove us over there, called John and Peters and New Hope. It's a music comedy open mic. And she had a really genius idea. She said, let me message the host because there's going to be a lot of performers there, and I don't want to be at the end of the list. So she messaged the guy, he signed us up, and thank God she did because we walked in there a few minutes after it opened, and there was already 15 names on the list, and we would have been dead last. So it was a great idea, and she went on number 5, I went on number 6, but before we talk about her sets, there was a little heckler moment in the beginning. I wanted to go on first, but unfortunately, I didn't get the first spot. But this woman who plays the violin, this young girl who had a stupid accent, she was talking during the first comedian set, and at first she's doing the thing when she helps out. But then all of a sudden, she starts, and he says, okay, stop. And then she starts doing it. She starts yelling, like, I'm a woman, and I can talk, and I should be able to say what I want, whatever. So this woman in the audience, who was an audience member, said, stop talking. This is not a conversation. This is a comedy show. Be quiet. And she told the bar manager on her. So she ran out and left. And then the Cookie went on number 5. And she tried out all new stuff. She had a whole new act, and she got laughs and went good. And then I went on after her. And I didn't write a set out, but I had a couple of jokes, and I got some chuckles. So we both had decent sets. It was a good time. So that was Monday night. And then Tuesday, I had my comedy open mic at Weenie's. And because of the stupid Eagles, who, by the way, lost Monday night to the Falcons, and I was so happy. You guys know, I hate when the Eagles lose. I get heartbroken. Well, I was laughing my ass off, folks. I went on Google. I found out they lost by a point. Fuck the Eagles. They canceled my open mic. Screw you. Anyway, it was dollar wing night. Usually, when I get to the open mic on Tuesday, I get there an hour early. When I get there on Mondays, the bar's like 4 to 6 people. I walk in there Tuesday, the place is packed. So the first people I see are Will Fitz and Cynthia, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? You guys don't know Cynthia. She's a female comic I've known for over 10 years. And they're like, yeah, we're just hanging out right now. We might not stay for the show. We're not sure. So I eat some wings with them. We're talking, having a good time. And then I go in the back room to set up, and this old guy comes and goes, hey, we're closed for the night. And I go, no, this is a comedy open mic. He goes, oh, I'm the maintenance guy. Just to give you a heads up, it's going to get loud in here. So this young kid goes on stage, I think his name was Brandon Guard. The first minute of his set, you just hear, yee, 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 like he's at the dentist's office, and he's trying to talk over it, and he's trying to be funny. And I just put my head down, like, oh my God, this is so fucking embarrassing. No comics going to want to come back here. It's bad enough that I can't even get 10 comics in the room. It's like, what the fuck? So anyways, it was a good time. We did have 5 audience members. 2 of them came in later. But it was a good time. Then this comedian, TK Hilarious, who we interviewed on the Cookie Pot Pie podcast, came out. He brought a camera guy. This guy had this big, giant, square camera. Like he was filming a Netflix special. And he promoted this on Facebook the next day. He tagged me, so I shared his story. So a little exposure, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's going to help us or not, but it was pretty cool he did that. So that was Tuesday, and then Thursday, I drove to the Doylestown Comedy Cabaret. That's right, I drove, folks. I drove myself to see the Cookie. There's an hour and 10-minute drive. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to go. I didn't even know if she was there. I didn't text her to even say, hey, you're there tonight? I just remember her telling me about it. And I said, all right, if she's not there, that's my fault. I'm going to go. So I drove an hour and 10 minutes. I took the back roads. I could have took the highway. And I got there. And it was a low turnout. There was this place usually gets a lot of audience members on a Friday and Saturday. There was only like 10 people in the audience, including myself. And nobody really did well. And the few guys that got laughs was mostly their friends in the back laughing. So no one really did well. It was an okay night. And then allegedly I had 2 beers. And I drove home 55 minutes to get home. So that was a nice drive. I thought my tire was going to pop or something. The whole time driving up there, I'm like, even though it wasn't on the highway, I hope my tire doesn't pop. I was thinking all this stuff. But the hoopty made it, folks. The hoopty made it. And then Saturday night, I went to the Target parking lot. I was going to go to Old City. I made myself a concoction of the Jacked, if you guys know what that is. If you don't know what that is, you're not a fan of this channel. And pretty much I sat there for 3 hours, cleaning my car, walking around, talking to myself, farting, freestyling, whatever. And then I went to Chicky and Pete's and had some crab fries and some chicken tendies, because I eat like a man-child, because that's what I am. And that's pretty much it for the week. So as far as what's on the channel next week, I have no idea. I signed up for an open mic in Jersey on Thursday. I'm either going to drive there myself, or I'm going to ask this other comedian that I know. And that's pretty much it. There probably won't be much for the channel next week. Maybe I'll put up a YouTube short of one of my sets. And speaking of that, I put up a clip from the open mic. It got 1,200 views for the first time in a while. This Justin Timberlake joke that I did. And I put up a short on the JoshCast network channel. I think that got 600 views and a few likes. And then randomly, I put up a prank call for one of my prank call shows on the Jack Comedy channel. That's right, I got a lot of channels, folks. I don't know why. And I think I got 400 views, and I got like 15 likes. Someone must have shared it, because usually I don't get any views on that channel. Someone must have shared it on their fucking message board or something, because I don't know how this even got views. It's so weird, but that's pretty cool. So anyways, I know I've been yapping a lot, but that's the podcast. I pretty much yap, and I'm going to skip the public freak-out commentary. It's nothing but fight videos and just crap. Not much silliness going on. And we're going to get to your least favorite segment. It's time to get to the odd news. Man stabbed himself to death separating frozen burgers. Hey, what's the beef? There's a joke there. You know what? Actually, I did that one time. I used a knife to cut the burgers apart, and I cut my finger once. So, I don't know how this guy died. He must have cut his wrist, but that sucks. Imagine dying over a burger. Frozen burger. Cards Against Humanity sues Elon Musk's SpaceX over alleged trespassing in Texas. Cat lost in Yellowstone travels 800 miles to reunite with its owners after 2 months. That's a long way to travel for some pussy. Something there. Mouse crawling out of meal forces plane to make early landing. I guess they felt trapped. I'm on a roll right now. It wasn't bad. Kentucky sheriff shoots and kills judge in courthouse. I heard about this. Someone killed the judge. Well, I guess the judge didn't rule that day. That's not bad. A rare polar bear showed up on the shores of Iceland. Police shot it. They must have been bipolar. FEMA accidentally declares major disaster for Texas after Saints-Cowboys game. Detroit Public Schools combating chronic absenteeism with new laundry machines. They're keeping it clean over there. Burglars with identical names jailed for stealing high-end watches and a 55-inch TV. The guy on the right looks like Don Vito, and the guy on the left, I don't know, looks like somebody. Teenager told she had to strip by airport security to prove she was a girl. I guess she had to show everybody her cock. I don't know about that one. LA County's deputy sheriff's department formally bans deputy gangs for clicks. California man finds out he's been paying his neighbor's electric bill for 15 years. They say honor thy neighbor, not pay his fucking bill. That wasn't good. Vegan festival in New York compared to Fry Festival, angry plant-based moms. Japanese toothpaste ad pulled after being mistaken for a national emergency alert. Yeah, I guess they brushed that one off. That wasn't bad. Toothpaste brush, come on. Sydney homeowners, ingenuous solution to people peeing in his driveway. So this guy made a suggestion. They don't tell you what it is. I guess he put a trash can there or something. I don't know what he did. $1 million offered to LGBTQ advocacy groups to host Pride Parade in Gaza, West Bank. The Passion of the Christ sequel to begin filming in 2025 with Jim Caviezel returning as Jesus. Mel Gibson directing that one? Remember his career was over, but then he directed that and he was like right back. Russian finds to sell its oil prices higher than G7 EU price caps. Delta tells would-be flight attendant to wear proper underwear, avoid natural hair color, and leak the parents' requirement memo. So I don't know what kind of underwear this guy was wearing, but police seek a pair who took an NYC subway on a joyride and crashed it. So these two girls were, they weren't on the right track. Let's put it that way. Yeah, that's all right. Squatters' rights homeowner forced out of home despite with unwanted guests. Dozens wounded after pagers donate in Lebanon, media and securities officials say. Riverview substitute teacher arrested for masturbating in a classroom during lunch break. It's a black guy, and he looks he doesn't look like a teacher at all. Not to say because he's black. He looks like a psychopath, and I guess this guy was trying to beat himself. I don't know. There was something there. You know what? Fuck you guys. You do a podcast. Let's see you read topical jokes. Let's see how fast you come up with a punchline. Okay? Shut up. GoFundMe cancels fundraiser for Ontario woman charged with spraying her neighbor with a water gun. Meet Laura and Becky, the women hunting exposing cheaters, live to thousands on TikTok. So these two girls have a cheating business, and the only thing they're cheating is the algorithm. Yeah. 8-year-old girl drove to Target, went shopping, police say. Well, her mom wouldn't drive her, so she drove herself. There's a girl who likes to take control of her own life. Colorado teen shot in the face by town councilman after going home to ask permission to take homecoming photos. German woman ends 10-year relationship with an airplane. It's like this airplane stuffed animal. I guess she was fucking it or something. 2-year-old who walked out of her family home after bedtime killed in a car accident. Well, that's terrible. No jokes there. That's some Pet Sematary shit. Alright, enough. Britain's Prime Minister has bags stolen at a police press conference. I think I read it last week. Twinfield teacher charged with allegedly drawing on a student's throat. He choked. Okay. Let's go to one more topical news site, and then we'll wrap this god-awful podcast up. It says, loathed post by Trump, backface candidate, removed from a porn forum. Cards Against Humanity. Okay, I read that. Chinese zoo admits pandas are painted dogs. Oh. Rare photo. Okay, I think I read that. Huge python grabs a Thai woman in the kitchen, freezes her for 2 hours before she can get freed. So, that python was just cold-blooded. There's something there. I'm a black Nazi. And North Carolina GOP nominee for governor made dozens of disturbing comments on a porn forum by saying he's a black Nazi. Mockery of George Floyd killing at a library party in Peru sparks online outrage because he was a good guy. He seemed like a nice, well-adjusted guy with a giant wiener doing porn. He just can't compete with the BBC. Winner of Florida's Python Challenge removed 20 invasive snakes, earns big cash prize. Deer infected and afflicted, we all the dropouts. 50 Cent troll Sean Diddy Combs over master loop stash found at Holmes' during Fury raids. Well, that's a slippery slope. It says, Sadie sex habits of group revealed in wake of Tito Jackson's death at age 70. Trump flirts with Hispanic voters to the rhythm of salsa. Trump 2024. Alright, you know what? Let's not get into politics. Trump assassination attempt suspect's former neighbor says his family was weird. He kept a horse in their house. This is a black woman saying this about a white guy. Man discovers his pain. Okay, I read that. RFK Jr. says he faces federal investigation for beheading that whale. Lizzo? You know what? Leave her alone. Pager's wireless devices exploded in hands of hundreds across the land. I think I read this. Mega Duo's team bike adventure draws positive response. So they're driving around naked, pretty much, those two. People get pulled over for driving in their underwear. They're driving around naked. Gas station worker accused of beating a customer with a bat for taking too much nacho cheese. The black guy. But it was nacho cheese. People responded to JD Vance in a video. He claims migrants grilling a cat. And that's it, folks. That's it for the show. Someone should grill this podcast off the planet. But that is it. I will see you folks on the next one. You just listened to, and we're out of here. Go freak yourself, Cuffy.